Hello and welcome to another Science Mr. Robertson video. Today it's going to be about this, the digestive system. And basically, this is all about your food, which was our last video, and how our food goes into us, in one way, down through the body, and eventually out the other way. This bit in the middle, this is the digestive system. All the things that happen in here. And it's awesome. It's adapted. It's unpassed. So it can take all the good bits of nutrients out of our food and into our bodies where we need them. This journey starts off with our mouth. And even our mouth is adapted to be really good at doing this. We have teeth. Teeth are awesome because our teeth are the first step in the process. They make our food into smaller and smaller pieces. All the digestive system is about making food into smaller and smaller pieces. The most important thing there. There are 4 different types of teeth that I'm going to talk about that we have in our teeth. Humans are great because humans have sharp teeth at the front and flat teeth at the back for all kinds of foods. We have the incisors and the canines at the front, the framtender and shruttender, and we then have at the back, we have premolars, and at the very back, the molars. Again, these front teeth here, they're sharp to bite, to rip, to get the food off wherever it's on and into our body. And at the back here, these ones are able to grind the food into smaller and smaller sections so they can then go down our throat and down the next bit. There's another magic trick that our mouth has though, and our mouth also has saliva. It's a magical liquid. That one. It's really good. The first thing is that, hey, it is a liquid. And it coats the food. It goes around the food we eat. As a liquid, I'll tell you now, what's great is that it means the friction is lower. The food can become smooth. So then it's easy for the food to go down the whole food pipe. With it being much easier, it's going to be much safer as well. Remember, my air pipe is next to it and I don't want food to get stuck. So the smoother I can make it, the better. Secondly, it also includes a crazy material, an enzyme, called amylase. Now, amylase is actually a material which breaks down carbohydrates. We're already having chemical processes to break down our food. And a little experiment on this you could maybe do at home as well. If you have like some long carbohydrate food, so like some bread or pasta for example, bread's really good. And you put it in your mouth for a long time. And you chew. And more. Those long carbohydrates are going to get smaller and smaller as the amylase works. The smaller the carbohydrate, the sweeter the food is. The bread, after maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's going to start to taste sweet. Maybe try it. Maybe try it. Could be some good little extra homework for you. Of course, from there the foods go down our food pipe, boom, into our stomach. The stomach, again, it's important. It's also adapted to make our food as small as possible. There is acid in our stomach. That acid has two main jobs. The first one is that, hey, it's an acid. It's strong. It's horrible. It's not a nice place to be. It kills lots of different bacteria. So it makes it a lot safer. This is the easiest way to get things in my body. Stomach kills it. Also, with an acid, what's wonderful is that it's a horrible material. It starts to corrode the freta. It breaks down the materials. Already got, again, another chemical process to break down the food we eat. We can say it's doing corroding. Corrosion is going on. Like freta. Also, the stomach, I love this word, it churns as well. You know when you've eaten, you're tired, have a big lunch? That's because there's more blood going to your stomach to give more energy to make the stomach churn, move, squeeze the food around. Again, make it into the smallest pieces possible. Super good. Super important. Because next, maybe the food's in the stomach for 3-4 hours. And then the food goes into the small intestine. Now the small intestine, you've got to remember that it's not actually that small. It's actually 10 meters long. But it's really, really thin. It's a really thin tube which has lots of little hairs on it like this. Lots of little hairs on the outside. And if you compare with this here, the food can just go whee and out. Here, the food must go. Here, there's going to be a much bigger area. And with a bigger area, hey, there's more place. Now, the food is broken into small little pieces. Now, I want that food absorbed. That means you're tied up. That means all the good things, the proteins, the fats, the carbohydrates, it's here that my body goes, yes, give me them, they're so good. And if I have a bigger area, there's more place to absorb. So that is super important. That bigger area makes it much easier to absorb my food. From the small intestine, tarmar på svenska, we go to the large intestine. It's actually smaller. It's only 3 meters long. It goes and down, but it's a bit bigger inside. Basically, this is where we're getting rid of the things we don't want, because not all the food has nutrients that we want to take up. The only thing we take up here is that here we absorb water. So we take in the water that we want, and some of the waste materials we don't want, we let out in the large intestine. From there, what we end up with, at the end, is poo. And the poo is the waste material. Some of it's food we don't want, some of it from our own body, like old red blood cells. They go in and they go out. The digestive system is really important because it gives us all the things